Mega Chase is a bit of a staple sometimes. When the slashes and the Athenas aren't available, I think Nyx is a pretty decent pick. But we'll see. We'll start on Salty, Mr. Fortnite Riz himself.
Let's see what he could do with the champ he wanted.
So he gets the LGs.
Spawn. He's going to get himself, pretty standard start for him here.
And
yeah, standard split. Looks like both items were taken pretty much at the same time, so we're going to see either an exchange or just maintaining. Redoxide coming in with that rail doesn't land anything, I don't think. Nope,
he definitely did. Yeah, I think he hit both. Yeah, he did. He's at 100% right now. And Salty already on the back foot. He does keep that Ghost Walk, which is good, but Red is right now trying to find out which way Salty's going to go, and he's going to force that Ghost Walk, which is really good. Salty does get this Mega, and he does have the time shards, but, I mean, this is a good time for Redoxide to attack, and he's looking to do it right now.
And I'd argue Salty's definitely in the better position now. Lovely sneaky rocket there as sides exchange. Redoxide knows that Salty's going to want the rail and first flag to Salty.
The rockets are still insane from Salty. That wasn't a fluke in that series against Dan.
Yep.
So he's getting...
wouldn't believe they were a fluke at all.
Yep, just in case anyone was a Salty doubter.
Salty's in a really good position. Red's going for that rail. Missed rail there by Salty. Another missed one. Coming back, switch up the weapon. You're going down two.
That's poor.
Yep. Weapon selection definitely hurt him in that fight there. But both players not coming out of that smelling like roses whatsoever. Restacks happening here.
Yep, so Salty, I think, has the better side. He will have both the lights. I think that light should spawn soon. Redoxide will get the heavy, and heavy Mega will be taken. And again, it's pretty even timing right now. Red wants to push in here, doing great damage with the LG, but Salty with good LG in return, but Redoxide had LG out first, and yeah, the starting damage is gonna make sure that he gets that frag first.
Redoxide doesn't really know when the Mega is here. Colin Red, you've got to know that the heavy's up first, it's your item, but looks like he's gonna claim it. Salty's hanging around the middle, almost sounds like he was listening for sounds, misses out on the pickup time for the heavy, and we're back to where we were 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, they're trading items, and I mean, at the moment it doesn't really benefit too many people because they're at 1-1, yeah. But it just means that control is going to be pretty decent for both players now. Standard split control. On a map like this, it can be hard to really get these fights and really close out frags because it is such a big map. And of course, Ghost Walk is up for Salty, so Redoxide does hit a nice rail. Salty doesn't return, but he has the Mega to fall back on. And Red's looking to see if he can close a frag here, but maybe a bit ambitious on the push. Nice rockets, but he does take a lot of damage himself. So he's going to have to fall back. And again, this... Ooh. Salty with a nice angle, but will unfortunately miss the shot.
Salty's going to look back on this VOD and wish he hit that shot.
Yeah, that would have been a really nice one, because it would have put him up, and then he may have actually been able to go for heavy as well. Both items are up now. Salty looks like he wants to delay on this Mega. Ooh, nice.
Red's gonna assume that was picked up. That's what he was there for.
Oh, it's still up. It's still up. Oh, and Red doesn't know. Oh,
he knows
because Red didn't know. He didn't fall back onto the Mega, and that actually, if he got that, I think that would have been a frag. So that is absolutely tragic for Red. Salty up 2-1.
Really, really good position here. Red's got the rail though, which is a great equalizer in this map. Little back and forth with the bolt actions happening. Yeah. Lovely reaction rail.
Yeah, and this is one thing Salty's really good at, is like sitting on these really annoying angles and hitting you as you leave items. And again, oh my god, I didn't get the Mega again.
He's missing it by millimeters. It's like watching you with the LG.
With me with Eddie Ammo, man.
Like you've got two North Pole magnets and it's just pushing him away from it.
Oh man.
Lovely rail is gonna put Red on a bit of a back foot here. Although Salty hears the skates, is able to not get any damage, not use that to his advantage.
But he will have Mega to back up on, and he does pretty much have the same amount of armor as Red, so this will actually favour Salty. And Red you kind of see it throughout his gameplay. He's a pretty aggressive player. But if you're not hitting your shots against such a defensive player who is defensively strong like Salty, it's going to be hard for you to get back in the game, especially when you're a light. So
Red gets the timing of Mega. That's going to be beneficial. Tries to use the blood pool unsuccessfully, and Salty is now moving. Rob liked that one. It tickled him fancy.
Yeah, and this is one of the first times Salty's used Ghost Walk, and he almost inside out.
Oh, the ghost.
And Redoxide not happy about that. Redoxide thought Salty was just going to be running away, but I mean, I guess he was, but he was just running away inside of Redoxide, and
And you can see the frustration for Redoxide coming out now. Just
I don't want to like talk bad about Red, but that is one thing, and I mean, I can't really talk. I also struggle with it. It's just like the mental. Sometimes he does get a little bit tilted, and you can kind of see it in his gameplay sometimes. So hopefully he can keep it together. That was
damage here.
And of course,
comes out and does so much.
Yep, and of course, Ghostwalk isn't up, so this is perfect now for Red, and no major item is up. And there's a nice split on both of them, and Ghostwalk still isn't up, so Red will be wanting to get a frag here.
A little bit of damage there.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Oh, if he kept scoped there, he actually might have had... I don't know if he would have had the frag, but he would have definitely...
strikes in Quake Champions.
Yep. So now Salty is... Did he pop Ghost Walk there?
You heard that Ghost Walk. Salty with a great steal on the Mega there. And he's getting away. Red's definitely going to hear that and make an assumption. But Salty's also got ears and lands a lovely rail.
And Salty doesn't even need to finish the kill, because now he knows that Red is just going to, just go and have to stack up and be out of the game for like another minute.
That was a tasty amount of rocket damage done there. Both players not looking that great.
This is the chance for Red now, because Heavy's not up for 15 seconds. The Lights, I don't think they're going to be up for a tiny bit as well. So Red wants to try and find Salty right now, get the kill, grab Heavy, and then just try and get a run, because the time isn't in his favor. Salty doing a good job of hiding there. That's another thing Salty's really good at, just playing out of control and playing in really annoying spots. He's hard to find with Salty. It's hard to get a read on him sometimes.
Lovely entrance rocket there by Red. Salty gets himself the Mega though, and Ghost walks out and Red. I thought he was going to cop a rail in.
That rocket was close, and he does get the frag, but it's not clean, and that's a problem, because, I mean, Heavy is up in 5 seconds, but he has to take the time instead of looking for spawn damage. He has to take this Heavy, and then he has to find a whole new job of fighting Salty where he doesn't have Ghost Walk up, and that is not an easy job on such a big map.
Yeah, but Salty's unbound is plus forward button now, so even though Red was at a disadvantage after that fight, Salty's not taking advantage of it. He's not building up that extra lead, so Red was able to get healthy pretty much unchallenged. Yeah,
this is now dangerous for Salty. Oh, nice rocket, but he should die here. Nice. And Red should know that he's going to spawn around about the books area.
2 minutes to go. 2 frags in.
It's doable, but he does lose the Heavy. He has to force Ghost Walk right now. That's his only chance right now. He has to force Ghost Walk, and then he has to get 2 quick frags and just reset from there. He has the stack right now. He just has to force Ghost Walk. He has even the Mega. And there's a split on the items, so this is where he should be looking for Salty, and he is. He has a decent read around the LG area. He's heard him. Ghost Walk's gone. Now this is his chance. The thing is now is that he has to find him again, but he's so worried about this Heavy, that Salty's going towards this Heavy, is that he goes towards it, and Salty, he's going to live for a little bit longer.
And Salty's going to slowly make his way over to the time vial.
Oh, this is a chance, though. This is a massive chance.
Rail. Shotgun doesn't do what you wish it to.
It's still okay. It's still okay because Heavy's up in 10 seconds. Rocket, nice rocket there, but the light's up.
Lovely rocket.
Lights up. So now he's just going to have to probably grab this Heavy and then go. He's going to have to search for Salty. And he's got Ghost Walk in 3 seconds, so pretty much Redoxide has to get 2 frags here to count for 1. And instead of going for a search,
I was going to make a comment about Salty having to run an 800-meter sprint, but he's literally just not moved for the last 30 seconds.
And he's heard the exit. This could be a chance here. And there it is. There's the frag, and that's perfect.
Tied up with 15 seconds left. Red's not in a safe position though, and Salty's going to be a lot more aggressive than he has been the last 2 frags.
Oh, massive rail. That is huge. It pretty much means the Mega does nothing. And Salty, I don't think he even has rail yet. So I think Red's in a great spot. Ghost Walk up in 15 seconds. There's a window here of opportunity for Red to get a frag here. Misses the rail, but it doesn't matter because he doesn't return. He doesn't take any damage from return. And again, there is a decent split on the items. 5 seconds is enough for the Slash to get around the map.
Yep. Salty's just happy to be playing the game his way at the moment, taking his time. The aggression we saw at the start's definitely bled off.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Red's just done a really good job of pressuring and using that speed to his advantage, and that's where the Nyx will have his shortfalls. As soon as you lose that Ghost Walk, you're actually in a lot of danger against the Slash, because it's hard to hide. You can search more of the map quicker. And right now, you could just see it right now. Look how many angles he's clearing, and the speed he's doing it at. Nice rocket from Salty.
The one angle he needs.
And I mean, as I said, that's what Salty's good at.
Salty has that tool that he's been looking for the last minute. That rail that's been instrumental for him for the last 10 minutes of the match. And I think we're going to see from both players something a bit more intense starting to happen.
Yeah, the impatience will definitely start to kick in, but the problem is right now for, I mean, I guess both these players, that the items are pretty much at the exact same time, so there's gonna have to be a play where both players fight for one item, and right now, I mean, there's a fight happening.
Making the move first, backs off.
Oh, Ghost Walk Force, massive. Nice rail though, but I mean, will it matter because Mega's about to be up. Taking that other rail, not ideal, because now he has no armor, 132 health.
At 200.
There we go, nice rail, but the heavy's there. Nice return rail. Oh,
that was almost it.
He has this light to grab as well here, Red, so this is actually really good. Salty is in a bit of trouble right now. The only light that might be available to him is the one right here that Red's at, and Red, I think, has a chance to steal it. I don't think it's up yet, but he knows what Salty wants.
Red just comes through with all the speed of Usain Bolt, doesn't manage to land the shot at all. Rockets coming from all around him.
And Salty, he gets damaged, sure, but he's not in a position for this heavy. So now Red pretty much has full control, and here's what he wants. The item split is here. Of course, Ghost Walk is about to come up again. So he will have to work a little bit to get 2 frags, well, as I say, 2 frags for 1. Because that's how Nyx works. But, I mean, he has full control, and honestly, he hasn't had too much trouble doing it when the Ghost Walk's been down. So it's honestly looking pretty good for Redoxide.
The nerves are hitting both players here. What were once easy rails for him are now being misses. Like, Red just
movement error as well.
Salty there. And Salty missed. Red's heard this. Salty knows.
Just,
Lovely bait and switch. Not able to tie it to his advantage. Red's out of rockets now.
Yeah, he's going to rotate this way, and it's fine because it's going to be a good spot to fight for the Mega. I think Salty might be able to grab this. Oh, no, Red's just in, but great weapon choice from Salty. But the Ghost Walk is gone, but he's going to grab Mega, so it's not going to matter a huge amount. Red is going to be on the back foot a little bit here. A rail would be perfect to him right here. He's going to come to the TP. Oh, massive. And now we have the TP dance. And, bad weapon choice.
Salty here. Salty's actually really good, and what a game.
That's a confusing way to end it, but I honestly think it all comes down to that weapon choice by Red. He decided to come through with LG, and that was... He could have come through with rockets, he could have come through with shotgun, and honestly, 1 shotgun blast probably would have done it. But instead he comes out with LG, does like 26 damage total, and Salty, I think, had the shotgun out, and just did so much more. So, that's all it took. 1 little weapon choice, and Salty will have the map, so good job from him.
Yeah, very well played. Showing why he wanted Nyx against Dan, and redeeming himself, definitely. Thought there at the start of the match that, you know, it was going to be a little bit of a blowout, but, what a tight one.
Yeah, I mean, overall, that's a strong showing from both players. I mean, it literally just came down to that 1 little mistake at the end, to be honest. So, well played.
Now for the 1,000 point question.
Yep.
Redoxide with a comfortable Strogg, and Salty busting out this Scalebearer that he's tried doing for the last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be comfortable on it to pick it. I know Salty is a big scale player. Yeah, even in the early days of him playing, he was a scale player. So on a Woken, I'm just not sure how it's going to work. I just haven't seen it enough, like, anywhere. So I'm excited to see how he's going to make it work if he can, because Strogg, there's an argument for Strogg being the best champ on this map, alongside probably like Ranger.
I think the audience agrees with you here. Currently, we've got 11,000 points on Red and 1,000 on Salty. Someone's just dumped 5 onto Salty to even it up a little bit. It's going to be interesting. Yes, sir loves to pludge. That is Lucky in the commentary booth tonight.
Yes, sir. So
0-5 going all in on Salty.
I mean, I think that's I mean, we said last map that, you know, Salty definitely had the, I think, worst champ. Not worse, like a champ disadvantage on the last map, but he was able to pull it through. But
Salty was at the game disadvantage. He had come in from a bad mental game, getting 20-0'd by someone on that map. He arguably had the lesser of the 2 champ picks. Not that either were bad, but the lesser. And yeah, it was like Red's history. And he still managed to come out swinging strong, put himself into a fantastic position, take it to overtime, and show people why you don't doubt him.
Yeah. My only thing is that matchup still, Slash versus Nyx, it's not that bad, to be honest, still. This matchup, I kind of have no idea, because I've never seen it, like, ever in my, like, time playing this game. So
people don't ban Scale because who cares about him? I
mean, he's not really, like, considered good on this map. I just don't think there is as good of opportunities to use the on the bull charge. I'm happy to start on Red here since we started on Salty on last map. So
yeah, let's start with Red.
We'll have to see how Red uses this speed and this Pika, and I mean, against a big hitbox, how he's going to do it. So he gets his heavy spawn, he's going to grab rockets, and then he's going to...
off the spawn there. Lovely rail.
Oh! But there's the big hitbox. Oh my god. Oh my god! And bull charge has to be used to get away, which is worst case scenario here for Salty. And Red, I mean, he's got some light armors up around him. He's kind of not sure where to go at the moment, but he's going to grab the rail. He's going to drop down to shotgun, grab this light, grab the shotgun, and Salty's just playing for sound right now. I think Redoxide really missed an opportunity to close a frag there, but at the end of the day, it's not too bad. We're just going to reset. Salty looking for some damage on this heavy. He's going to miss the shot, take a rail. So Salty once again on the back foot. And that's the thing about this Strogg with speed. You can get to power position so quick, but oh my goodness.
Redoxide
that Shybox is on it.
That crossbow miss.
Yeah, I think he wasn't expecting Salty to be so close. So he was kind of railing for a light armor on LG, but instead Salty was in his face. Again, that's the thing about a big hitbox champ. It's just...
miss the barn door, basically.
Yeah, I mean, Redoxide is just chucking these rockets in like the general pathing of Salty, and Salty's copping 100, and that's happened like 3 times in the past minute.
And Red's just putting that speed to use.
Bit of a waste of the Pika. Probably didn't need to use it there, but that's fine.
How much you want to bet his finger slipped? The rails come out, rails are exchanged, unreturned.
And again, Bull Rush not used for damage or a kill. He has to use it to run away. There's the classic.
Frickin' wiggle.
The classic wiggle on Scale. It's not as egregious as it used to be, but it's still pretty funny.
I'm frustrated for Red, and I'm not even the one playing.
Yeah. It's always hard to hit that. Always hard.
I mean, Red knows where he's going to be coming from here, and it's a big hitbox.
Oh my goodness. And against someone like Red, who just has really good mechanics, he's going to hit you hard.
Again, if you're facing Red, who's got LG, and you're playing as a barn door, you don't go up the jump pad.
Yeah, I mean, that seemed like a bit of a last-ditch effort for Salty, and obviously it didn't work out, and there's another 100. And
the equivalent of going, hey Red, here's a 12 gauge, here's a pocket full of fish, can you just get a bunch of them for me?
yeah,
Great use of the charge here, but both players getting down really, really low.
I think
Redoxide's out of what he needs.
the Tribal is so good though. And that pretty much negates that whole mega for Salty. That health advantage that he had right there was he's in to fight this heavy and potentially close it frag. That Tribal completely shuts it down. And now he has to reset once again. And honestly, Salty's never looked like he's been in a spot where he could maybe get a frag. It's always been very close or he's been out of control. Oh man, I just, you know, that's Carl's curse right there. It's just gonna 2-pump Redoxide. But movement error.
Movement and
Dude, that weapon. I mean, I'm on Redoxide's side there. That weapon is just ridiculous. But he instantly trades with 2 very decent rockets, so.
Yeah, it was a case of Salty got the frag, but at what cost? He didn't really have anything to work with, and Redoxide was able just to push, push, push. And we're back to a frag in it. Salty playing cute with the Mega here. It's a lot of damage coming out from both players here. Redoxide definitely coming out of that one smelling the best. Almost gets smeared against the pavement.
Oh. And 1 shot each. This is tight.
Redoxide misses the health bubble there.
Now this is Salty's chance. I mean, Redoxide pretty much nothing to go back on. He's kind of trapped in this little area. And he doesn't really know exactly when Heavy's up, and that's gonna... Oh no.
That is the definition of an unforced error there.
Oh, that is actually a very bad time for that to happen. He pretty much had full stack, he was about to get the Heavy and probably a frag, and he just messes up the movement and loses it all.
He's at advantage stack-wise at the moment. Red's missing what he needs to.
But he gets the frag.
Too good.
Oh, this is tragic for Salty. That is... Wow. That's a very... Oh man, yeah. Alright, well, he's gonna be pushing here. Maybe a bit of a rage push.
He's got the rocket skills, he's got the juggle skills, he's got the mid-air skills, and he's got all that health off the spawn. Of course he's going to do something crazy like that and make it work for him, and that's amazing, but Red punishes him for the showboatingness.
Yeah, the thing with like doing that sort of a play, yeah, he gets a frag, but like he was so low health that Red could instantly refrag. And look at these rock! Oh my god, that is disgusting. That is just absolutely disgusting. He's gonna be able to get that frag and be up 6-2 now. And this is a nice, decent lead to have.
I mean, the advantage is after this display, no one's going to be banning Scalebearer.
Yeah, I mean, it helps if you hit as hard as Red has been. Like, yeah, sure, it's a big hitbox champ, but like, he's been hitting so hard.
What a dodge by Red there, by the way.
Yeah, another... Red's looking really strong right now.
The wiggle physics.
Oh, that's funny.
For some reason, I just had a mental image of Scalebearer on a treadmill trying to do that. And just, you know, the classic thing of the guy on the treadmill just runs back into the wall.
That was a nice play from Salty, but that Pika damage was just insane. So, Salty's pulling out all sorts of things right now to try and get back in this game, but not much is working right now.
And Red's just keeping the stack up there, so Salty's not even at a stack advantage a lot of the time. Lovely rockets, but the rail. The rail is phenomenal.
Yep, that's a nice clutch roll from Salty to get there. Red is... Oh, this is careless from him. That is pretty much gifting a frag on a silver platter, so... This is where you have to be careful as Red. As a heavy, being in control, you can really just steamroll. So you have to be very careful about what you do off spawn. And that was a prime example. He just was a little bit careless, and he just got demolished. And, I mean, Salty's stack is, like, hardly even touched.
Salty literally grabbed Red, pushed him up against the wall, and had his way with him.
Yeah.
I mean, for some people, that might sound like a good time. I'm pretty sure in this instance for Red, it wasn't.
And no, it's more of a grabbed him and choke slammed him into the floor type situation.
WWE moves coming up. Anyway,
Exactly.
we're going to have a bit of an altercation here over the Mega. Redoxide's in a good position. We've got 3.5 minutes.
If anyone doubted Redoxide's movement, that was just a perfect example of why you shouldn't. That was ridiculous. Great movement into a fantastic rail, and Salty, yeah, he was not expecting that, nor was I, to be honest.
Don't go putting words into people's mouth there. I don't think anyone's been doubting Redoxide's movement. And he's doing a great job of whittling away at the timer here. 2 minutes left, 4 frags.
Yeah, perfect. And that's honestly not that bad of it. Like, it's a pretty clean frag. It's like he spawn, like the Scalebearer is going to spawn in the same stack, so he's able to get that mecha pretty freely. And he has weapon advantage right now.
I'm going to make another bold prediction here, I am.
You are?
Yep. I don't think Salty's going to be able to make a comeback in 1.5 minutes.
I think, like, one of the biggest reasons that is because of Strogg and his speed. And Red's been in the best position possible, like, almost every time. And it was just because of the speed that he has. And as Salty, you know, you're taking all this damage because you're a big hitbox champ. And you can't do much because, you know, Red's in the better spot. It's harder to return damage.
Talking about shooting his shot into boxes, he literally just boxed Salty in there and then just kept pumping him for all he was worth.
Yeah.
1 minute warning.
And, yeah, I mean...
Physics come out, rush in, and midi with the peeker. You gotta love it.
Yeah, honestly, this is pretty much dead time right now. Salty, you know, delaying the spawn because I think his hands are off the keyboard. He has realized that this is GG, and honestly, so well played from Red.
Even people in the chat know this game's over. They're talking about Microsoft Paint at the moment.
Yeah.
And we're definitely going on into map 3, Molten Falls, Anarchy versus
Isaac.
Isaac.
Yeah, and that's another map where I'm gonna say the pick might screw Salty over. I mean, there's some devil's advocate, you know, in the ear saying it could work. There is sometimes where it works, but I just think as a generalist, Anarchy is just gonna be so much better. But we'll see again.
I don't know which devil's advocate you could be talking about there.
So we'll see if he can make it work. But I think this is another example of he tried to make a funky pick work and it didn't. And the downsides of Scale and the upsides of Strogg were really showcased here. And I mean, you gotta give it to Red. He was hitting hard and he was like putting the advantages that he had just off the champ picks to perfect use. So after that map, I'm still not a believer in the Scale on Awoken.
Fair enough. Yeah, I honestly don't know what to think going into that. Like, on one hand, I definitely think Eisen could be a smart pick. But on the other hand, I wonder, was Salty so confident in his Scalebearer pick that he just picked at random, thinking that it wasn't going to get to Molten Falls? That's,
Maybe.
yeah, that's a real question, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, I just have never seen... Well, I have seen Salty play Athena, but I just haven't seen it much. And I honestly think he's just not, like, very comfortable on it. And that is, like, a pretty big downside, especially on this map pool, where Athena can be played on a lot of the maps and be considered good. And I think it's absolutely criminal that Athena was up, for one, not being banned, and two, not being picked.
No one picked. You know what? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I've been saying since the pick bans first came out that I reckon Eisen is an interesting and possibly good pick. So I'm going to put my own channel points where my mouth is. I'm going to put 1,000 on Salty for this one.
I'm going to match you.
That means that my prediction is that Red's going to not get a win on the stream tonight. My prediction?
Well, I'm going to put all of my channel points on Red and put my money where my mouth is and put 14k on Redoxide.
14k. Hamo coming out with the bold prediction that he's going to put 20k on one of the players, so people definitely follow that.
He's put 20k on Salty. Damn, okay.
The chat is split. split over who's going to win this one. We've got 21k for Red and 22k for Salty here.
Interesting. I think people I think people were thinking that there's going to be a lot more bets on Redoxide, and then
I think
it just went 50-50. So.
Hamo's just dropped his 20k, went out 28 to 42k.
Yeah, okay. So...
Hamo's put another... Okay, so people don't think that Salty's going to win. Hamo thinks that Salty's going to win, because that's 40k he's just dropped.
He wants to steal all my points, and I don't appreciate that. Anyway.
I reckon we'll start on Salty this map.
Yeah, let's see how he makes this work. Yeah. Salty. Oh, looks like he's AFK for a sec, but he's actually there, thank God, because that would have been awkward. Doesn't pick up the rockets off this start, which in my opinion is a pretty big mistake, because it's pretty much the only weapon you have on that side. Now he's going to go pick it up. And... Jeez. Well, I mean, Redoxide was there, but he's gone.
I mean, he was there last lap.
True. Turret already gone. Redoxide has no idea where Salty is.
Lovely rockets, but Redoxide's just going to get out of there.
Yeah, wow, that was a bit confusing. Nice rail, actually that's a huge rail, because Redoxide will have that light armor on the rail, I think, and then he'll also have the heavy. But he's just going to pick up the heavy, which is a safer play, because Salty could have been rushing for that rail. Because Salty right now, well, he has very little weapons, so...
I mean, we're only a minute in. Both players probably don't feel the need to try and make something happen yet.
Yeah.
Salty finally gets himself what he wants.
Yep. And stacks are pretty much even, and actually Redoxide used Stim at some point. So that's an advantage to Salty. I don't think he would have heard it, but...
Probably to get out of all that rocket damage that occurred before.
Yeah, probably. Actually, that's probably a good shout. And here's the Salty play. The trap heavy play.
Why?
This is Salty.
He doesn't get the rocket damage he wants off the entrance, but...
Honestly, if there was one champ that would like really support Salty's playstyle, it definitely is Ice. Like, because Salty's a very trap heavy player. Like, you have yourself with your rockets in a corner and then a turret to like back it up. Like, that's a lot of damage. And on a big map, as I was saying like at the start of this, is that if you're just running around and you just happen to run into it, you can get caught off guard and take so much damage so quickly.
Mr. Rarely needed to hit there.
Oh, here we go. This is a push from Redoxide. He uses Stim to try and get in the turret, and there's the usefulness of the turret. If that turret wasn't there, I think Red would have pushed straight in to go for the frag. But the turret actually supports Salty and allows him to live another day, but Mecha's not up for another 4 seconds. He's going to use another defensive turret, and he will secure the Mecha. But, I mean, Redoxide has heavy, so...
Yeah, Redoxide's going to come in through that lower area. Oh, just misses the rocket there.
Oh, and here we go. The advantage of Anarchy. You're just able to close the distance so quickly. And, I mean, Salty's on the back foot. Gonna do some TP trickery like he did on Blood Cove to get away, but that rail is ridiculous.
Almost gets knocked off of Rafa's ledge there.
Yeah, and Salty, I mean, the one advantage that he has is that the items that are at the exact same time, but Redoxide knows he's gonna look for damage first. Gotta get some good damage right away. Oh,
Salty gonna pick up on that the heavy's up.
He will, but again, this is the disadvantage. He could have known that, but the thing is that Redoxide is so quick that there's no way he would have had a good position to get that heavy.
I honestly think Redoxide came out of that smelling a little bit better, just purely because of what he was able to do with the timings on the heavy there.
Yeah, and now he knows the split, and that is how you really start gaining control. He knows the split because he went for damage first instead of going for the item. Now he has a nice split to work with, and because he's so fast, he can just do this sort of thing, just run in, and he can take so much damage, but it doesn't matter. He has so much stack, he's so quick, he can just dive bomb, take damage, pick up the major item, and now he's in a very scary amount of control, and this is where it can spiral for Salty.
This is what we're seeing here. Red with a lovely LG there, and he's just going to be keeping all the items for himself. He knows when this is up. Salty says, no, this is my Mega.
Damn, well he knew when it was up, but he didn't know it to the second, so that will cost him a tiny bit, and of course Salty hits some nice rails there.
Are you saying someone needs to buy Redoxide or Rolex to find the items a bit better?
Look, you know what, yeah I am saying it. It cost him that frag, so...
Salty, great use of sound there to hear what's happening with Redoxide. Again, that hoverboard's not...
Dude, Salty's rockets are just something to bear witness to. If that's Division 1 level rockets right there.
And we're starting to see a little bit of the light champ disadvantage. Bias does... It doesn't look like he actually did any damage other than letting him know where he was.
But here comes the speed disadvantage again. Redoxide grabs Mega, and even though Salty knows that the Heavy's going to be up behind him, he doesn't have the speed to go for it. He can't get in a good position to go for it, a safe position. And now look, he just had a massive advantage, and now it's turned into a massive disadvantage.
5-minute
Bias
warning.
takes the damage instead, makes sure that Salty gets the item, and Redoxide's going to be in position way too late.
Yeah, interesting. These players kind of giving up the items when they don't need to be, but Redoxide hitting some nasty shots. He will have the light armor at rail, I think, and also the heavy to back off onto, but he doesn't...
Mega right now.
Yeah, and he has that pocket Mega, but again, I think it's a mistake for Red not to be grabbing this light before he grabs heavy. It just gives you more armor, and it also denies the light from Salty to grab.
The risk of was Salty chasing him at that point.
Oh, good LG from both players, but Salty swapping, probably a mistake. I think the distance was just a little bit too far, and Red played that well to stay at that distance to make it optimal for LG.
Red is hitting harder with the LG tonight. We're looking at 34% for Salty versus 44% for Red. 10% difference, both at equal stats.
Ooh,
The advantage in an LG v LG fight. The rails are the great equalizer here though, and he's having to back off.
Yeah, and Salty was looking for a shot there, but just wasn't able to find an angle in time. And Redoxide does have the advantage of having stim up. Heavy is up soon. He probably can't get this light at rail because it's a bit too risky. Because, well, I mean, Red's there. I mean, Salty's there, so...
He's heard the heavy, he's got to know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, and Salty's trying to set up a trap here. But Red's in a good spot to, like, be able to hear and get ready for these traps with great rocket jump, but Redoxide's in a good spot once again. Good rail from both players, actually. Oh, and Salty's going to miss that rail, which is going to be crucial because Red's going to hit it, but Red's not in a good spot to get this heavy. He's going to have height, but he doesn't really have to stack one rail. Will be devastating here.
I was just thinking, click the button, click the button.
There's a good rail from Salty.
He clicks the button.
He does have stim up, so he could stim here if he wants to. He's going to go through the TP, risky from him to do that. And another LG fight here.
Oh man! Rolls reverse, but Salty can't turn it into his advantage.
Again, I think the speed differential was really showing there.
I see what you did there, nice pun. So Redoxide's coming in here. He's just going to be keeping this heavy for himself.
Yep, he's going to grab it.
I don't know when it is. Wrong weapon out, Red, but...
It doesn't matter when you can just move like that, like...
Yeah.
It's so hard for Salty. It is so hard.
We need the Max Verstappen song on a soundboard keybomb we do for when Red's just powering around the map at max speed.
Alright, well, he's hit a rail, so this is his chance to do something. Heavy's up soon, and Red is not in the best spot. I don't even think Red wants to do anything about it. I think he's just going to let Salty have it. Salty's going to grab it, and he hears him coming, so Salty could potentially go for a play here, but the running away power that Red has right now is very strong, and it's going to be very hard for Salty to do anything about that, and it might be just a wild goose chase for the next minute, 40 seconds.
Okay, let's see what can happen here. Minute and a half remaining. 2 down. To quote the great Zoot, there's still time. LG v LG comes out. Red's hitting the inject. The damage is fantastic with direct rockets. The rail.
That was
now
good.
There's one frag in it, and Salty is gonna have to start pushing here.
And then, massive rocket!
Caught in the air with the LG.
Lead tied.
And it's all tied up. Minute left. Red's gonna look back at this if he doesn't manage to pull himself together, and he's gonna kick himself.
Oh my goodness, Red. he had the game in the back pocket, to be honest, and now Salty's just pulled out a miracle.
The early warning system of bias tells Salty all that he needs to know.
Now, this is bad. Salty doesn't have a huge amount to back up on. That light at rail just got taken. The only one that could be up potentially is the one at LG, and Salty's not even close to it. And there's a split on these items. So Salty is in a very bad spot right now. The rocket jump coming out, massive rocket.
That's one of the signature Salty rockets that we've come to expect tonight. He wasn't able to follow up on it into a kill, but if you're taking a rocket facial, like, it's gonna hurt.
It is. Salty though, still not at a great stat, but here another great trap from him. Hits the rail and he's gonna run away. Have this light to back up on. And this is what Salty kind of needs to do. Just slowly whittle away at this Anarchy. He doesn't have stim to go off of. A rail would be great here for Salty. Or another direct rocket, whichever one he prefers, but Red hitting that, and this is like the chance for Red to close it out. He has the speed to chase Salty down no matter which way he escapes. He knows that Salty's kind of weak, and here Red comes. The rocket is good, but...
What a great finish to that. That was tight. That's what we want as the finisher game. Just tight to the very end. We had 2 overtimes, a clinic of an Awoken, interesting champ points. I'm fine with losing my channel points there, I am.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for your channel points. I appreciate that quite a bit. Thank you, Redoxide, for clutching it up so I could get more. But yeah, that's GG's. I mean, Salty did so much better than I thought he would on the Eisen. I think Red, he could have had it earlier, but I mean, Salty also pulled it out the bag. He hit some clutch shots that he needed to hit. And,
I think people need to pay more attention to the patch notes. Like, Eisen's not a horrible pick anymore for some maps. Yes,